Here's something interesting about your larynx. Your larynx or your voice box sits in your neck. In fact, where's my model? I have, thanks to Sydney Voice and Swallowing, this is your larynx. So your larynx actually sits right in here. This is your thyroid cartilage. It's your protector, making sure it's your shield, making sure that whatever's behind is protected. This is not your jawbone. This is your hyoid bone. It's a partially suspensory bone that actually floats up in here. Really important part of the bone. It moves, helps us swallow, helps us breathe, helps us yawn. And also too, when you look at the back here, you've got these arytenoids. So these guys actually curl in and out. They pull up and down. There's muscles around here, and they assist with the movement of the vocal cords. The vocal cords being those white little strips in the middle there. So when you breathe in, they move apart. And then when the air passes through, they vibrate hundreds to thousands of times per second. So have you ever heard of A440 in tuning, in an orchestral tuning section? And they go, ah! A440, the 440 represents the vibration. So your vocal cords vibrate at 440 times a second, which is pretty cool. And then as you go up, it goes to the thousands. So why am I saying all this? Well, one little interesting fact about your larynx, which is what I've just shown you, it has the ability to move up and down. When you yawn, it goes down. When you swallow, it goes up. And when you talk, it's in a neutral position, which is really cool. It also has the ability to tilt when you're singing higher notes, which is really, really cool. Why am I telling you this? Well, the larynx is a style changer, and because you have that mobility and that movement, you can actually sing different styles of music. So, for example, if you want to sing more classically sounding, usually the larynx is dropped low, you have the nasal resonance, other factors of the voice, but you can get things like this. And you get those really large resonant sounds, which creates those classical sounds when we sing. The other one as well is when we sing R&B. R&B is slightly lower, and a little bit. Depends on the song. I'm being very general, it's a guide, right? So if we lower it a little bit, we'll have, see, I keep your picture beside my bed, which is really nice. A lot of the pop stays in neutral. Depends on, of course, which pop song, but most pop songs do stay in a neutral position. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. And that is very close to my speaking voice. And then when we start hitting punk, some rock songs as well. I'm trying to think now, and now I'm blanking, but that's fine. So for example, he was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her. It's a very slightly raised situation. And you can see it's the same vocal cords, but just the movement of everything is what creates the style. So when you learn singing and you have a vocal coach, or you're diving into the world of wanting to know how to sing, the voice is such a complex, beautiful instrument. I mean, I'm biased because I'm a vocal coach, but it's such a beautiful, unique instrument, and you literally have an internal mixing board where you can create different sounds, different tones, create different styles. And once you have the tools in your toolbox, you can pick and choose however you like. It's an incredible instrument, and it's something that I encourage you guys to explore and to remember when you're learning how to sing. There's many parts to it. It's not a one size fits all. And if you're sitting there right now and you're like, oh, but I can only sing pop, I want you and hope that this inspires you to rethink that. Think of yourself as a beautiful pizza. You've got your dough. Your dough is your base. We're going to say white base for this, just to make it simple. It's the same white base every time. It's the toppings that change. And that analogy I like to use as a reference to say it depends on what tools you add will change the pizza flavor, being the style. So I want you to remember that. Your larynx is a style changer, and it's incredible what we can do. If that was new information for you, wonderful. I'd love to know what you thought of that, and if not, totally fine. I'll see you next time. Bye.